there, V-Moms, and welcome back to the V-Mom with Mommy Ayo. Today, we are going to dive into a topic that close to my heart, helping our kids develop the habit of reading. As parents, meron po tayong crucial role when it comes to shaping our children's future. And fostering a love for reading is one of the best gifts we can give them. So, let's get started. Una-una sa lahat, let's talk about how important it is to set a good example. When I was young, we had these books at home. One Bible, one voluminous copy of Reader's Digest titled True Stories of Greatscape, and one encyclopedia. I grew up reading and rereading these books. Kaya at that time, I really enjoyed it so much that I wanted to dig more. I wanted to read more. That's where I developed the habit for and love for reading. To this day, I make sure that I read daily. Aside from my scriptures, I also read for many hours a day. When given the time na medyo walang ginagawa, ayan, mas matagal ang pagbabasa ko. And parehas kami ng anak kong babae na kami talaga ay nagbabasa ng mabilis, especially when we're talking about novels. But there are books also that you want to digest slowly, lalo na yung mga self-help books, business books, iba din yung atake natin dyan. The thing is, when our children see us having so much fun reading books, doon pala nakukuha nila yung cue that this is really fun. Okay? So now that we have established that how important it is for you to be a good example, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon why it is important that they read. Kasi marami sa atin problema ang mga bata ay nahihilig sa mga gadgets. So here are the highlights or the benefits of reading for children. It expands their vocabulary and language skills, that's for sure. It also enhances their imagination and creativity. Talking about different settings, characters, plots, and taking you to different countries, different places, and different genres, talaga ang mga anak mo mapapaisip sila. Yun yung kinukultivate mo yung wonderment nila. Okay? Pangatlo is that it improves concentration and focus. Why? Because when you're reading a book, hinihingi talaga niyan yung attention mo for you to understand it. Kaya ang mga bata, pag mahilig magbasa, nai-increase talaga yung kanilang comprehension skills. Also, it develops empathy and emotional intelligence. I love this the most. Dahil nagbabasa sila whether fictional or real characters, na mumulat sila sa iba't ibang mga tao. The diversity is there. And so they understand more in terms of sino-sino nga ba mga taong nabubuhay sa mundong ito. Even we talk about other life, other mga kahit sci-fi pa yan or iba't ibang mga genres. Still, tutulungan natin yung mga bata na sila ay maging open-minded. Okay, that their story is not the only thing that matters to the world, but it's actually a lot of people. Last thing, and for me, it is proving very helpful as a parent, is that it takes away their addiction to gadget use. Kadalasan, ang problema ng mga magulang is, paano kung haba mahihilang anak ko na hindi masyadong gumamit ng mga gadgets? Malaking problema because ito nga yung tinatawag nating new drug, the modern drug, which is the gadget use, because it provides a lot of excitement and they're going for the next hype. So ngayon, imagine if the new addiction, which is good addiction, is reading. They'll be looking for the next books to read. Aha, okay. So ngayon, pag-usapan natin, how do you now create or foster a love of reading among your kids? Okay? So number one, mag-create tayo ng reading-friendly environment. Again, create a reading-friendly environment. How do you do that? First of all, you set up a cozy reading hook or nook with comfortable seating and good lighting. Make the experience so fun. Hindi yung uumpisahan natin sila sa naging, hindi ka na naman nagbabasa ng libro. Okay? Dapat yung pagpunta nila doon, oh, this is so fun. For me, alam ba ninyo mga B-moms, gusto ko ngayon nasa outdoor ako eh. Pag nasa bahay ako, lumalabas talaga ako ng bahay. And since I have the view of the mountain doon sa tinitira namin, so gustong-gusto ko yung maglalabas ako ng upuan, tapos bago pa sumikat ang araw, I'm already there. So imagine things like that. It doesn't cost you a fortune to do that, right? Next is display books at their eye level and then rotate them regularly. Bakit? Para nakikita nila na, ito, hindi ko pa ito nabahasa. Tapos, syempre pag eye level, kita-kita ka agad nila yon. Okay? It doesn't escape their eyes. Imagine mo, just by doing that on a regular basis, in no time, lahat ng mga libro na sa bahay mo, nababasa na nilang lahat yan. Okay, and also encourage your child to personalize the reading space with decorations or artwork. Let them be. Hayaan mo na. Oo, kung ang hilig nila is fantasy, at hayaan mo din silang mag-decorate dyan that, depicts fantasy world. All right, that's how you do it. One of the books that my children read, especially my daughter, mahilig talaga siya sa Harry Potter books. Meron din mga Percy Jackson and a lot of collections at home. So, because of that, ginagawa ko talagang so much fun for them to read. Kaya, from one series to another, natatapos nila in no time. Now, creating a friendly environment is just the first step. Let's move on to the next way to help our kids embrace reading. Okay, this is tip number 2. Make reading a fun activity. Paano natin gagawin yon? Okay, number 1, you organize regular family reading time. Involve nyo ang asawa nyo. Involve everybody in this reading time. One of the things we do at home, because they are homeschooled, all 4 of my children, is that first thing in the morning, we really set up a time for reading the scriptures. And then, yun pala yung pinakaunang requirement for reading in a day. And throughout the day, meron silang tinatawag na free reads, free piles. No? So, kung ano yung mga nilagay ko dyan ng mga libro, bahala sila kung kailan nila gustong basahin yung pagkatapos sila mag-aral. Then we also set up a time at night before we retire to bed na hanggang ngayon gustong-gusto pa rin nila yung binabasahan ko sila. Also encourage your child to choose books based on their interests. Oo, kind of tricky kasi baka naman masyadong stretchy yung book na bibigay mo sa kanila and they're still very young. One of the things that I've proven effective is I also started giving them poetry at a young age. So ngayon, yung mga books like Pablo Neruda na makakapal, 'di ba, yung poetry, na-enjoy ko yun eh. So ngayon, sinimulan ko muna sila sa mga maliliit na mga libro. For example, yung Gaiku na a collection of haiku, poetry, yung mga ano pa lang, maninipis pa lang. Kasi pag mas bata sila, gusto nila din matapos agad. Introduce thicker books as they grow older. Huwag yung biglang bibigay mo sa kanila. Although when I was young, my training was different. I'd go to our school library and there, gustong-gusto ko yung pinupuntahan ko yung mga iba't ibang mga sections ng library namin. Hinahanap ko talaga yung mga kapal ng mga libro. So, gusto ko yung mga law books, yung mga hindi ko naiintindihan. I'd even go to this yung mga newspaper na section. Kahit hindi ko naiintindihan, sige, basa rin ako ng basa. You can do that as well, and it's gonna be fun, all right? Also, incorporate interactive elements like sound effects or character voices while reading aloud. Oo. Kaya nga, sabi ko, mas maganda na sabay-sabay din kayo nagbabasa. So you can also read to them and then rehearse some dialogues na paborito mo, which I love to do kapag lalo na pinag-uusapan ng Harry Potter sa bahay. So parang mga nerdy yung dating kapag pinag-uusapan namin yung mga dialogues. Also, discuss the stories and characters together to spark their curiosity. This is kind of tricky when it comes to Bible or other scriptures because they were written, these are ancient stories. They might not find it relatable at first. But I remember when I started talking about Joseph of Egypt, who was sold in Egypt, no, the story of Joseph. Kasi ito yung pinaka-favorite na prophet ko sa Old Testament. And then I talked to them about his adventures nung binenta siya ng mga kapatid niya, and then he was sold as a slave, and then from there, di ba, ang dami niya mga nangyari sa buhay niya. Tapos nakita nila yung relevance that even if you live far away from your home, you can bloom wherever you are planted. So doon nga din ang galing yung aking life's motto, to bloom wherever you are planted. Kaya, so make it relatable to them. Kahit ano pang genre yan, kayang-kaya mo yang ibigay sa kanila. Sabi nga, liken all these stories to our day. Possible yan. Okay, and the last tip I will give you today is provide an access to a variety of books. Parang masyado yatang mahal yan, or kaya ba nating i-afford? Sa totoo lang, kayang-kaya yan. Okay? So, bakit natin kailangan pag-usapan to? Because when kids have access to a wide range of books, they are more likely to find something that interests them. Hindi naman lahat ng anak mo magugustuhan ng classics. Okay? Pero pag in-introduce mo at nandyan sa bahay yan, magugustuhan din nila yan. Pero kung meron silang gustong inclination for a certain genre, pagbigyan mo. Okay? Halimbawa, nagugustuhan talaga nila yung ang story ng mga fantasy. Okay, di bigyan mo sila ng marami. Dami-daming authors yan. You can do this by visiting local library, buying books online, or even setting up a cozy reading nook in your home. So bahay po namin, wala kami masyadong mga gamit except that we have a lot of books at home. Section ko talaga yan para makikita nila na we have history, we have this also, yung mga magazines na gusto ko rin, mga National Geographic. And pasalamat din ako kasi meron din sila mga aunts who will send books, no? Nagpapadala talaga ng mga balikbayan boxes. So I'm really happy because pag may dumarating na boxes, they don't really care about what's inside the box other than the book. So paunahan sila makakuha ng libro doon. Okay? Also, alam po ba ninyo, matutulungan natin sila to discover new authors, genres, and topics that they might not have explored otherwise. For example, when I was introducing to them the Greek mythology, kasi may binila akong libro na makapal, yung Greek mythology. Sa una, I think they found it so stretching, di nila ginagalaw. But when I started talking about yung bagong, hindi naman bago, pero yung collection ng Percy Jackson books, doon na nabuksan yung interest nila. And then in no time, yung mga anak ko binabasa na at nagulat ako natapos nila. Ako hindi ko pa nga natapos yung book na yun. Okay? Now, this is a pro tip. You don't really have to buy expensive books kung hindi kaya ng budget. Ang ginagawa ko po is, shameless plugging, I go to SM Malls. They have a section for, or a shop there called book sale. Yung book sale na yan, dyan mo makikita yung mga cheap books. Alright? And natutuwa ko dyan kasi yung mga hardbound talaga, no, sa mga children's books. Nandiyan dyan ang mumura lang. You can buy it for less than 30 pesos. Minsan nakakahanap ako ng 10, 15 pesos. Tapos may mga bababasa ka rin. May mga kukuha ka mga lumang copies na ng mga libro na binenta rin sa kanila. Kaya ganun, pinapadami ko through that way. Tapos, hinahanap ko din kung sino yung mga paborito kong author, paborito nilang authors, and it can also be like a treasure hunting game for the kids to go there once in a while. Okay, mga mommies, ang dami na natin na pag-usapan, but bottom line is that all of these things will help your kids develop a love for reading. Okay, and I also wonder, ano po ba mga paborito niyong mga libro? Okay, so let me know in your comment below. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Bee Mom. And remember, as mothers, we have the power to shape our children's future through the love of reading. So let's create a generation of bookworms. Together, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any future episodes. Until next time, happy reading, everyone.